Welcome to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Craig and I am at the Houston Auto Show. Brian's not with us today, but he will be on the next one. Behind me, I've got something pretty special. We're here early, got a little sneak preview. We get first look at the ZR2 AEV Bison. Now look, we've seen some Colorados before, but we haven't had a chance to get our hands on the AEV. What makes this so special? Let's just start at the front and work our way back because there's a lot going on here. So this is one that's in black. I love the color. Black makes it look mean and aggressive. Hard to see on camera, but it's okay, it looks great. You still have the flow tie here, of course, which looks really good. The ZR2 badging. You don't have any AEV badging up front other than on this bumper. Now, if you have it in a state where you have to have a front license plate, you won't see that little AEV logo, but what you get is a real steel bumper. That is so nice, especially in this segment. And look at that approach angle. Cannot wait to get this sucker up a hill test. This has a great approach angle. I'll have to look it up. In fact, we'll drop the approach angle here down at the bottom so Brian can look that up for us later when he's editing. Thanks, Brian. Down here, let's continue underneath though. You get, of course you have red tow hooks. You have to have red tow hooks. And then, see that is another steel plate. But one of the great things they've done is they've been really smart about adding steel skid plates. They have 5 of them. But if you add a lot of steel skid plates, the weight really starts to increase. So what they've done is they've gone to a boron steel. Boron steel is actually a little lighter, but still just as strong. And as a traditional skid plate, so you save a little weight here. Let's move on down the side here. We get the nice rock rails. These are very handy. You have these on the ZR2, really nothing new here. That continues the theme on the ZR2. AEV though, let's kind of look under here. Here's some of those boron steel skid plates that continue down the entire running gear. Nothing to actually catch. One of the best things going on here at the back with the ZR2, we saw it too, is an inboard mounted shock. And what that does, inboard mounted shock really helps when you're going over rocks and you're crawling, you're trying to get over some stuff. And you don't want to rip your shock mount off, or you don't want to get, really, the bigger thing is you don't want to get hung up. So many times you're trying to get over a little obstacle and that shock mount, because it's down in the way, gets hung up, and that, well, it doesn't help anything. So, but let's get to the real good in this right here, and that is this wonderful meat they put on this bad boy from the factory. You don't have to do any lifts. You don't have to do any aftermarket. I love this AEV wheel. I think it's a great style. It looks really good, and it's beefy. They think everything through. They even protect the valve for air. That's nice. You don't have to worry about ripping that off as you're going down the trail. And these are massive Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. That means maximum traction. It's kind of a cross between a mud terrain and an all-terrain. It's pretty aggressive. We actually like this tire. It's a pretty good tire. This particular one is a LT 315 7017. What that works out to is a 35-inch outside diameter tire with the 17-inch beadlock capable wheels. So this is actually beadlock capable. The other thing you get, it's really interesting back here in the back. I want to make sure I point this out. This is the segment first front and rear jounce controlled dampers. Let's see if I can get a little peek of that. It's going to be hard to tell on camera. Here it is right here. This right here is your, well, it's really hard to see. That is a jounce control damper. You won't see that on the ZR2. You will have this on the ZR2, the Multimatic DSV. It's really a great ride, a good combination. No tricks there, but a spool valve. But this is the magic that you get in the AEV Bison that you don't get in the regular ZR2. Now, let's continue on back here because the goodies continue. AEV, you finally get some badging back here. Here's the AEV badging, looks really good. I like that a lot. And then another steel bumper. The steel continues across this truck. And look at that departure angle, pretty good as well. And you have protection down here. I love that. If you do drag that part, so many times when you're off-road and you drag this part of the truck as you're going over something, it's protected. Everything here is protected. You have the tires to get over something. You have the jounce control and the shocks to kind of go at speed. This is an unbelievably capable truck is what it is. Now, let's continue to the back. Go to the back, you get a dampened tailgate. That's really nice. This comes with the Chevy Tech liner, which is nice. It's durable, it protects things. But here's the real goodness back here. I think this is awesome. Because it's a 35-inch tire, it's not down here like you would normally see. Nothing down there. You've got, look at all that space you have down there. No tire back there because it's 35 inches. They got to mount it where you can actually fit it, and it fits back here This is something that AEV does and has been doing for years on their power wagons, Jeeps, and other vehicles they've been upgrading. I love this. I think it's really cool. The idea that it's on the driver's side is that if you're trying to look behind you as a driver, the passenger side is still clear so you can still see if you're changing lanes, that sort of thing. Yes, it takes up some bed space, but here's what it does. It looks awesome. Plus, it's also easier to get to. If you're out on the trail and you actually need to change your tire, you don't want to climb underneath it and get dirty. This solves that problem. It's in the back, easy to grab. All right, moving on to the interior. Really not a whole lot to see here. We'll just check it out though real quick. Well, it's a ZR2 interior. That's really all it is. There's really nothing new here, especially in the back. Same thing we've gotten in the other ZR2s and Colorados. You do get rear AC. We love that about the Colorado. A lot of mid-sized trucks don't have that. Moving on to the front. Same story with the ZR2 trim with that little yellow stitching. I think that looks really good. What you do get with the AEV though is because they have to do something. Look at that, you get a little AEV stitching in the headrest. That's really nice, pretty cool there. And then down here, you also get AEV in the floor mat, the rubber floor mat. So that's also nice to see. Okay, so to recap the AEV Bison Edition, you get the segment first front and rear jounce control dampers. You get the 35-inch outside diameter tires, which is I haven't seen that in a mid-size truck before. You get best-in-class underbody protection with the 5 Boron Steel skid plates. And you also get the heavy-duty front and rear bumpers. We think this thing is awesome. We can't wait to get our hands on it and test it.
Thorough. Test it thoroughly.
Like we did the last ZR2. Trust me, we will once we get our hands on it. Let us know what you like about it. If you would go with the AEV or if you would stick to ZR2. This one does cost a bit more. That's down here to let you know the different pricing. With that, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.